Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to TV News with some last events in our province, and now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, early this week, Deputy Prime Minister Vũ Đức Tràm, Minister of Information and Communications Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng, and Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Long, Deputy Minister of Health, together with Domestic Technology Enterprises, launched two health declaration applications, namely nCoV used for Vietnamese citizens and Vietnam Health Declaration reserved for passengers entering Vietnam.
nCoV and Vietnam Health Declaration are two applications used to declare health status, to find out cases that need to pay attention, to ensure proactive prevention of disease. Data collected through the apps will enable the Vietnamese health system to know which cases need to be paid attention to ensure the fastest and most effective medical assistance as possible. Speaking at the launching ceremony, Deputy Prime Minister Vũ Đức Tràm expresses his desire that the people participate in health declaration, helping the Ministry of Health and the National Steering Committee for COVID-19 Prevention and Control to find out the epidemic area, at the same time calling on the technology business community to join hands to upgrade and expand these applications, not only providing health information to users, but also provide more information to help the prevention and control of epidemic. People using the applications can provide their own personal information and health status in the Declaration of Universal Health on the home screens, and people need to regularly update the data situation on the health monitoring screen. These applications are also the official channel for competent state agencies to send recommendations to residents. According to Associate Professor Dr. Trần Đắc Phú, advisor of Center for Public Health Emergency Response of the Ministry of Health, the health declaration is to serve epidemic prevention and control, requiring self-awareness and participation of each individual for the health of ourselves and the community. So on this declaration, we'll have to find out earlier, immediately quarantine the outbreak and prevent the spread of disease. The Steering Committee for COVID-19 Prevention and Control of Trảng Bàng Thao convened a meeting on March the 9th to deploy key missions and solutions amid the new development of COVID-19 epidemic. At the meeting, Mr. Trương Nhật Quang, Secretary of Trảng Bàng Thao, stressed that the COVID-19 epidemic situation is still complex. On units, departments, sectors, and branches in the town should be absolutely vigilant, continue to heighten the sense of responsibility as a leader in the prevention and control of the COVID-19 epidemic. Mr. Trần Anh Minh, Chairman of Trảng Bàng Thao People's Committee and Head of the Steering Committee, suggested units, departments, agencies, and localities to closely follow and strictly implement official dispatches and instructions of the government, ministries, departments, and provincial authorities, promoting propaganda among people about the epidemic prevention and control in the media, as well as promoting isolation and health declaration for people coming to the locality from countries with epidemic areas. In addition, the functional departments will also strengthen coordination in the prevention of epidemic, not be subjective to the disease, continue to review the number of citizens returning from other countries to monitor their health, ensure medical supplies, facilities, and human resources being ready to respond promptly in case of an epidemic in the area. So far, Trảng Bàng Thao has not recorded any cases of COVID-19. With the theme Solidarity, Democracy, Innovation and Development, on March the 10th, the Ninh Department of Planning and Investment organized the 8th Party Cell Congress, term 2020-2025. This Congress was chosen as the model Congress of grassroots party cell by the Party Committee of Provincial Agencies and Enterprise Sector. Attending the Congress, there were Ms. Võ Thị Lệ Hằng, Vice Chairman of Provincial Party Inspection Committee, Mr. Trần Lê Duy, Secretary of the Party Committee of Provincial Agencies and Enterprise Sector, and Ms. Nguyễn Thị Tuyết, Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Party Committee of Provincial Agencies and Enterprise Sector. The party cell of the Ninh Department of Planning and Investment is organized into 3 party groups with 28 party members, which is the grassroots party cell directly under the Provincial Party Committee of Agencies and Enterprise Sector. Delivering her keynote address at the Congress, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Tuyết proposed the Executive Committee of the Party Cell to coordinate with the administration to focus on leading and fulfilling its assigned political tasks, advising the Provincial Party Committee and the Provincial People's Committee to adopt appropriate mechanisms and policies to stimulate domestic and foreign investment attraction to grow rapidly and sustainably, promote administrative reform, great transparency and efficiency of business environment. The Executive Committee of the Party Cell also needs to continue well implementing the four central resolutions, Section 11 and 12, on building, regulating the party, and Directive number 5 of the Politburo on promoting the learning and following President Ho Chi Minh's ideology, morality, and style, improving the leadership and fighting capacity of the party organization. Cadres and party members must be truly the political nucleus in the unit, lead the implementation of assigned political tasks, build a party cell that successfully complete its tasks. The Congress elected the party cell executive term of 2020-2025, including 5 members. Mr. Trịnh Ngọc Phương, Director of Department of Planning and Investment, was elected as Secretary of the Party Cell with 100% votes. The Congress also elected delegates to the 8th Party Congress of Provincial Agencies and Enterprises Sector, tenure 2020 to 2025. In the term of 2015-2020, the Party Committee of the Department of Planning and Investment has well performed its assigned political tasks, making important contributions to the construction and socio-economic development of the province. In the morning of March 10, the 11th People's Council of Hoa Thanh Thao, term 2016-2021, held its 14th extraordinary session with many important issues. Mr. Mai Văn Hải, head of Economic and Budget Board of the Provincial People's Council, and delegates of the Provincial People's Council attended the session. Delegates of the Thao People's Council focused on reviewing, discussing, and voting on the proposal and project of Hoa Thanh Thao People's Committee and resolution of the Thao People's Council on reorganizing specialized agencies directly under Hoa Thanh Thao People's Committee. The session also elected an additional member of the Thao People's Committee to Mr. Nguyễn Minh Tân, Commander of Military Command of Hoa Thanh Thao. In his closing speech, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Phong, Chairman of the People's Council of Hoa Thanh Thao, praised the responsibility and democratic working spirit of the delegates, and expressed hope that the delegates would closely coordinate in performing tasks in order to meet the mind and aspiration of the voters. Mr. Phong also requested the Thao People's Committee to urgently direct local branches to carry out the next steps in accordance with the plan, effectively implement Resolution 865 of the Standing Committee of the National Assembly, continue to consolidate the organization, assign concrete tasks to specialized departments and boards to ensure quality and efficiency operation, contributing to the successful implementation of the resolution of the 11th Party Congress, period 2015-2020, and resolution of Hoa Thanh People's Council in 2020.
And ladies and gentlemen, a report released by the State Bank of Vietnam Tây Ninh branch in the first 2 months of 2020, the total mobilized capital of credit institutions in the province was estimated at about 44,239 billion Vietnam dong.
Particularly, the loan outstanding balance of Tây Ninh commercial banks and other credit institutes reached nearly 60 trillion Vietnam dong, increasing 2% over the previous month. On the current situation with the COVID-19 outbreak, banks in Tây Ninh province have many preferential credit packages, reducing interest rates from 0.5% to 1% for startups, small businesses, commodity exporting enterprises, production and business households in rural areas. It's estimated that by the end of February 2020, loan outstanding balance for agricultural and rural areas in the province reached more than 25 trillion Vietnam dong. The State Bank of Vietnam Tây Ninh branch has directed credit institutes to continue strengthening and serving well for the needs of production and developing groups in the area. Commercial banks encouraging customers to conduct electronic transactions to limit the spread of COVID-19 epidemic, striving to make cashless payments in transactions, accounting for 50% in the coming time. By early March 2020, the whole province had 131 cooperatives operating with a total charter capital of 234 billion Vietnam dong, attracting 31,507 participants. In the first 2 months of this year, no new cooperatives were established in the whole province. The number of existing cooperatives had just been converted under the 2012 cooperative law, so they all need to borrow capital to invest in material facilities and expand their businesses. Although there are many preferential lending policies, it's difficult for the cooperative to access capital because they do not meet the procedures and conditions of credit institutes. The Executive Committee of the Điện Provincial Cooperative Alliance says that the Central Development Assistance Fund has allocated a preferential loan target of 5 billion Vietnam dong in 2019. However, until early 2020, no cooperative have accessed the loans. Mainly due to the regulations of the lending procedures, there are many contents that cooperatives find it difficult to meet. The only funding source is from the Vietnam Cooperative Alliance that has supported 250 million Vietnam dong for a production development project of Hùng Hậu Agricultural Cooperative in Thành district, while Thành Cluster Agriculture Cooperative is supported with one plowing machine worth 455 million Vietnam dong under the project of supporting cooperatives in building a key staple commodities value chain in the province.
And that's all for the news of today. Thank you for joining us and see you more next time.